Yesterday was Trump's inauguration, and also he gave speeches, and this guy was on fire, signing all those verdicts and whatever you call it. So let me have a take out of his speech for yesterday, and then we can see how much is doable and how much is just a populist part of the speech, and then where it can go. First is the America First. Yes, it's possible if you are trying to cut ties with all your allies, and then you go with tariff war against your closest ally, your neighbors, and your closest business partner like Canada and Mexico. You can do that, but at the end of the day, you can go ahead and destroy relations and make it harder for your own people. For a short period of time, it's going to be hard because things go very expensive for your own people once you put tariff. Because technically, you put tariff if your economy is already having all those productions in your own geographical location, then you put tariff, so you do not allow anything to come in. But if a state wants to make things easier for people, they remove any type of tariffs, especially the United States, which first sent all of its investments abroad, like first China, then Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Korea, then Canada and Mexico. And now you are saying that I'm going to put a tariff on all of them and I'm going to do America first. It will be tough. The second one is that he criticized the Biden administration very badly. To some extent it was due, but there is one thing that it's a deep state. No president has the full capacity and power to do things on his own. That deep state is gonna come in and will tell them, no sir, you cannot do that. And that's gonna happen. That's what happened with Obama. That's what happened to him in the first time that he was the president, and he was thrown out of the power. And now he's gonna come back, and let's see what happens, how much. It's not the previous administration that he's fighting. He's going to fight the establishment, the deep state. He had a lot of populist rhetorics, and people were standing and clapping. It doesn't mean anything unless you do it and you can come on it. Law and order, what do you mean by law and order? Like, you are going to start shooting people on the street, because that's how the situation is in the United States, being part of the whole thing. And your police is one of the worst itself. Like, they are corrupt. They are, once they have a gun around their waist, they think they have the full power and they can do whatever. So you think you are gonna work on that? What is gonna happen? He made lots of economic promises. Again, let's see what happens, where it goes. But if you are appealing to working class, what is your appeal? Like, you brought the richest people on earth on your platform, and they were standing right next to you, and they were like, literally, you allowed one of them to have a speech in your ceremony, where you were the star of the show, and you brought him to speak. What does it tell people? And are they going to bring all their money and invest it and build, create jobs? I don't think so. Yes, they have invested, but that's gonna create jobs. They are not gonna sacrifice all that money. In 2009 and 10, when Obama came, he spoke to Steve Jobs and told him, how can we bring those jobs back from China because all Apple production is in China. And Steve Jobs told him, nope, those jobs are not coming back, because an iPhone costs for $10 for Apple in today's date in China, and while they are selling it for $2,000 in the US or Canada. So imagine if they bring it to the US and Canada, that cost goes up to $1,000 minimum, because the wage is way higher here, and the transfer of technology and all that. So it's not going to happen. The same goes with everything else. So when he says that he's appealing to a working class, let's see what happens. He talks about the mass deportation. The problem with the mass deportation is that it's 11 million people. Okay, you will deport all of them. Will this solve your problem? They are the maximum taxpayers. Like, these guys are paying for their taxes. The reports suggest that the illegal, the undocumented people are they are paying taxes. The share of their taxes being paid is much larger than the big giant people who are standing beside you. So you are kicking them out. Okay. Will your problems, which are much greater than this, be solved? You see, the problem with these capitalist states is that always it's someone else's fault, not my fault. So now it's the fault of the Canadians, the Mexicans, the undocumented immigrants, right? So it's their fault, not you were rich people who thought, it's gonna cost us way less to transfer all technology to China and move it there. You think that was okay, but not once it comes, then you are blaming someone else for it. It's everywhere. It's in Europe, it's Canada, it's the United States. Someone else's fault. Even in Pakistan, the Afghan refugees' fault when the state fails to provide to people. He literally spoke about invading Panama. Let's see how it happens. He's gonna invade it, because that's what the United States does. And global standing, I don't know what will happen after all this, when you're far behind in technological lead after China, and your international norms are challenged and by Israel, and your government supported them. And then the last thing is that when a journalist asks you, what if the ceasefire is broken again, you say it's not my war, then that means that international norm, or that the ceasefire that is pushed for can be broken at any time, and you say it's okay. So your international standing is challenged already, and let's see what happens. What can you do in 4 years? Going to Mars, well, you are destroying the world, and just to go to Mars, best of luck. That doesn't matter to us at all. For us, the humanity comes first, and we care about them. For you, other things are more important. Spend your money on it. Have a great day, guys.